Hello, and welcome to a Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness video, where today I will be completing the game with just the Salamence line. Now, I do have some high hopes for these Pokemon in particular, because I know that pseudo-legendaries are usually pretty good. The problem is that I have to get past the first two stages of its evolution line, and because it's in the slow level up group, I'm going to struggle with that, because experience is going to be a little harder to get. Anyway, to start this run, we begin with Bagon, who is a pure dragon type and has 45 HP, 75 attack, 60 defense, 40 special attack, 30 special defense, and 50 speed, which is pretty good for a first stage Pokemon. It also gets access to a good amount of normal moves, as well as a couple flying, dragon, dark, fire, and even the move Earthquake, which is going to be very helpful in the late game. And I think the only big problem right now is that it has a pretty low speed stat, meaning that I'm going to be outsped probably pretty often. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it. Our Bagon in particular has a bold nature, raising its defense and lowering its attack. Definitely not the best nature it could have gotten, but it's okay, I guess. I'll be able to survive a few more hits. It's just unfortunate I might not be able to hit ranges that I'd otherwise be able to. For its ability, it has Rock Head, which prevents recoil damage, so moves like Double Edge won't be hurting me whenever I use them, so I can do a lot of damage. And for its starting moves, according to Bulbapedia, it gets Rage, Bite, and Leer by level 10. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now early on, a lot of Pokemon are going to just be using normal or fire, water, grass, electric type moves, and because I resist all of the elemental types I just listed, I don't really have to worry about any of them. The only moves that actually do any damage are normal type moves, and most of those are either tackle or quick attack, meaning that I really don't take any damage from them at all anyway. So with that being said, the early game, pretty easy for Bagon. And with Bite, I also have the flinch luck on my side as well, 30% chance to flinch. So as long as I can move quicker than a Pokemon, which at this point I usually do, I can take them down fairly easily. Anyway, with that being said, I just wanted to show this trainer in particular because usually it gives a lot of weaker Pokemon a lot of difficulty, but beat him first try. Now, unfortunately, even after what I just said, because of the slow level up group that I'm in, I'm only level 14 by the time I get here, and unfortunately I'm not doing any damage with Bite, really. It looks to be about a 5-shot, so it's definitely not going to happen without a bit of training. So I move on to Mount Battle here, where I'm going to level up a bit, and at level 17 I get access to the move Headbutt, which is a strict upgrade to anything I have at this point. Now with Headbutt I'm able to take him down. I would like to go ahead and initiate the rambling part of this video, as I always do. If you are liking this video so far, consider liking, maybe even subscribing, and comment down below any Pokemon you'd like to see. I'm trying to aim for 2 videos a week, and I'm trying to guarantee Friday has a video, so at the moment I'm definitely not on track because I'm literally recording this right before I'm going to upload it. So I'm a little off the mark, but that's alright. So if you do have any Pokemon suggestions, please put them down below, and I will consider using them. I do have a list currently with a few Pokemon that I'm going to come around to. But anyway, I'd like to just show the first mirror match. It's another Bagon. I lose this battle pretty badly though. Anyway, at level 25 I get access to the move Ember, which I'm going to teach over Rage because Rage really sucks. And I'm going to use it against Loverina, our first boss. She leads with a Beautifly and a Love Disc. Now the water guns really aren't going to do too much damage because I resist them, and Headbutt actually has the added bonus of a 30% chance to flinch as well. So at the moment I have both Bite and Headbutt flinching. Now I decide to just go ahead and Headbutt the Roselia anyway, because if I can flinch it, that's probably better than it being burnt. And then out comes her strongest Pokemon, which is Delcatty. Headbutt gets a crit and nearly takes it down in a single shot, which I think was necessary for a victory here, because I think its damage might have been enough to take me down, or enough to let the Love Disc take me down. and after a couple more headbutts, I'm able to take down Love Disc and beat Lovrina first try. Anyway, we move on to the obligatory Mirror B mention. How's it going, Mirror B? Good to see you again. Okay, anyway, bye. I gotta show off something cooler, because Bagon has now evolved into Shelgon, which means that I have new stats. So, it has 65 HP, 95 attack, 100 defense, 60 special attack, 50 special defense, and 50 speed, and keeps the same dragon typing and same ability. One thing to note though is this is one of the saddest, I think, evolutions I've ever seen, because it doesn't actually raise its speed at all, and it really only gets defense, and it gets like 20 points in attack, 20 points in special defense, and like a little more HP. So it really doesn't change much. Anyway, at the Realgam Tower, I go pick up the TM for Hidden Power and Protect, my two favorite TMs, and I'm going to teach Hidden Power right away over Leer, and it is Hidden Power Water, which could come in handy, I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, after that I go to the Tutor Lady to go pick up the move for Body Slam, because Body Slam is just pretty good all around, and I decide to get rid of Headbutt. And right before the next battle, I get the move Dragon Breath, which I teach over Ember because it is going to be a stab dragon type move. So it should be pretty good. So I go into the Snaddle fight. He leads with a Lantern and a Quagsire, and I go for Dragon Breath, and it's not even doing half to the Quagsire. Quagsire uses Rock Tomb, but misses. Another one gets a crit, so I'm able to take it down in a second hit. Out comes Lunatone. Now hopefully I'm able to outspeed the Lunatone, but I'm not. Bite takes it down to half, so that's good. It's only going to be a 2-shot. Fruity Pebbles rain down. As Shadow Wave comes out doing a ton of damage. I'm able to take down the Lunatone though, but unfortunately I'm taken down. So let's try that again at level 39, and level 41, and level 44, and yeah, it's not going well. This fight is just really hard, and this is also where I learned that Dragon-type moves are not physical moves. Now if you didn't know, Gen 3, every type of move is categorized as a special attack or a physical attack, and I had been playing this fight with the assumption that Dragon-type was a physical attack. So I was just spamming out attempts using Dragon Breath instead of Body Slam, which I should have been using. Anyway, all that to say, oops. The other thing to note is I'm level 49 right now. And the big thing about that is that I'm going to level up and turn into Salamence, probably at the end of this fight. So I didn't want to be weak to Quagsire's Rock Tomb. Even if I could one-shot it, which I don't think I could, I didn't want to be weak to Rock Tomb. Anyway, we get to his last Pokemon, which is Metang. Body Slam takes down the Lantern, and Confusion comes out. No Confusion. Okay, Fruity Pebbles rain. And I use Bite. Get a flinch. Nope. Confusion takes me down pretty low. The Fruity Pebbles stop, and Bite takes him down. So, 7th attempt. Not great, and definitely took a lot of time, but that's alright. Now we're evolving, and yeah, I was spamming the B button. Whoops. So I lost the move Fly. Unfortunately, I probably wouldn't have used it, but luckily right around the corner is the first rare candy, which I'm just going to use, and become Salamence. So hopefully this will do a lot to our stats and actually make me a decent Pokemon. So, Salamence has 95 HP, 135 attack, 80 defense, 110 special attack, 80 special defense, and 100 speed, making it quite a lot faster now, and it gained the flying typing, and also the ability Intimidate, which will lower the attack of all the opposing Pokemon when I am entering the battles. So that should help a bit with survivability. Anyway, on board the SS Libra, I go ahead and teach Flamethrower over the move Hidden Power, because Water's good, but I think Flamethrower is probably better. And on top of that, I go ahead and put on the Leftovers item. And before the next fight, I carefully put on the move Protect over Dragon Breath, because even though Dragon's kinda nice, it doesn't really have good super effective matchups. So into the fight, the Nuzleaf here is going to go for Fake Out first turn, which is why I taught Protect. And because the Electrode could have used Spark, which has a high chance to paralyze. Anyway, we're able to take down the Electrode in a single hit. The Nuzleaf is actually using Hyper Beam again. For the past few videos, it hasn't been using that. I'm able to take down the Vile Plume in a single hit. Out comes Whiscash, which doesn't get taken down, but is paralyzed. Still gets Auto Rock Tomb, which really doesn't do that much damage, but it does lower my speed, so maybe it might have an effect. Probably not, though. Flamethrower should take down the Skarmory in a single hit, and then it's just Nuzleaf left, who should go down to a single Flamethrower, and that was a pretty easy first try win. At the top of the pyramid, I get access to the move Earthquake, which I'm going to teach over Bite, because Bite's getting pretty weak now. Anyway, he leads with a Celio and a Lairon, and Earthquake takes down both. And then out comes Slowking and Ursaring, and Earthquake gets a crit on Slowking, and takes down both. Out comes Primeape, who might be able to survive, and Hypno, who I'm almost certain will survive. Earthquake takes down the Primeape, and surprisingly Hypno goes down too. Okay, well that was super easy. Now it is going a little bit slower than I thought it would. It's at 4 hours and 41 minutes, which isn't amazing. It's definitely pretty average. But if it gets through the last area of the game pretty quickly, it could have a good time still. Anyway, against Lavrina, I use Earthquake, and take down Gardevoir and Gorbis. And I stop and think about the move Crunch here because I didn't realize it popped up for a second. Out comes Roselia and Farfetch'd. Now I do need to take down the Roselia because if it uses Attract, there's a chance that I could take a ton of damage from either getting confused from the Farfetch'd or just taking damage from the Leech Seed. I would assume the Roselia would have put up, or the Altaria doing damage. Anyway, I don't really take any damage this fight and take her down with relative ease. First try. At the top of the mountain, we run into Snaddle once again, and I use Earthquake and take down Metang and Quagsire. And out comes Scizor, and out comes Solrock. Now, unfortunately, Solrock does have the Levitate ability, so I do need to focus on it. And so I go for Flamethrower, see how much damage it does. It's not quite half, so I think Body Slam should be doing more, which it does. And then out comes Cast Form, and now I should be able to just Earthquake and take down the Cast Form and maybe take down the Scizor? Probably not, though. Never mind, goes down in a single hit. The Fruity Pebbles might have helped me, though. Out comes the final Pokemon, the Starmie, and this thing is usually a threat, and it continues to be. Luckily it didn't get a crit, otherwise I would have taken a lot more damage there. Probably not enough to take me down, though. Anyway, first try, move on to the next trainer. And I honestly think that he could be difficult, but probably not too bad. I actually outspeed the Alakazam. And that is not the move I wanted to see. Now I'm at half health. I take down Kingdra because it has Ice Beam, which would be 4 times effective. I decide to take down the Swellow this turn because the Heracross is just going to use Rock Tomb, which it does. And it lowers my speed a little bit, but it shouldn't matter too much. Go for Protect to heal a little bit. And Earthquake, and surprisingly Electabuzz is now faster. Okay, well that's a little scary. And I am able to take down the Heracross with a crit. Very lucky. I go for Protect this turn, just to make sure that the Snorlax isn't going to one-shot me, hopefully. Lucky Paralysis, still hits, does about half my health. And Earthquake should take it down. First to try. Okay, well now we move on to Gorgon. I really have nothing to say here. Honestly, he should just be a sweep with Earthquake. Take down both of his starting Pokemon, Aggron, Walrein. Earthquake takes down the Aggron. Walrein survives. Okay, that shouldn't really be an issue. Ice Beam gets a crit and I die in one shot. Okay, well that's not great. So I decided to just fast forward on the second attempt here. And I didn't get crit. And in fact, I decided to go for Body Slam here just to check to see how much damage it would do. It does about the same. I take down both. And out comes the Poliwrath and the Mr. Mime. Now, Poliwrath survives, Mr. Mime goes down. Shadow Sky, but that really doesn't do anything for it, and Earthquake takes it down. Unlucky, but second attempt is good. I move on to Eldest, and honestly, I can see this one being a bit of an issue because I don't have anything to hit the Salamence or the Flygon super effectively. And for some reason throughout this run, I didn't actually get the move Dragon Claw at all. I don't know why that was. Maybe it was because when he evolved I should have gotten it at that moment, but I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, I go for Body Slam into the Salamence, and it's really not doing anything. And now I'm playing the oh-so-classic Protect whenever the Ninjask attacks the game. And I'm able to take down the Salamence. And this is where Flygon comes out, and it's probably going to use Dragon Breath on me. Okay, never mind, I get a lucky crit and I'm able to take him down. Okay, we take those. I decide to go for Earthquake here, and do half of Marowak's health. It hits, doing about half of my health. Go for a Protect. Aerial Ace, another Shadow End. Earthquake takes down the Marowak. And now it's just the Lapras left. Now Earthquake should do a good amount of damage to it. Okay, never mind, it does about a third. Okay. Well, the Ninjask is going to protect this turn, so I need to attack again. Earthquake. Okay, almost. Shadow Storm comes out doing about a quarter. I go for a Protect. Aerial Ace, Shadow Storm, Fruity Pebbles. One more Earthquake takes down the Lapras. And then last turn is just a Flamethrower to take down the Ninjask. And a surprising first try victory. Granted, Flygon definitely could have been more of a struggle. And of course, before we can get to the final boss, you have to fight the big box legendary Shadowlugia, who uses Shadow Storm doing about a fifth. I go for Protect to heal a little bit. Another Body Slam. No paralysis. And it takes me down kinda low before I go into the final fight. And here we are, against Greevil. Of course, whenever I go out, I intimidate them, so Rhydon's not going to do nearly as much damage. I go for Body Slam. I get the paralysis, but don't get the paralyze. Protect, Shadow End, Shadow Fire. Take down the Moltres. Out comes Executor. Shadow End, doing about a fifth. So that's not too bad. That's manageable. Shadow End. I go for Flamethrower to take down the Executor. And out comes Tauros. Shadow End again. Not doing too much damage still. Another Protect. Shadow Sky comes out. Fruity Pebbles Rain. Earthquake. Take down the Rhydon. Do about half to the Tauros. Okay. And now here's where I need to see how much damage I'm doing. Now this first attempt I decide to, after protecting, I decide to check Body Slam's damage on Articuno, which is objectively the wrong choice. I should have done Flamethrower, but I didn't think about it at the time, and I get one shot. Okay, well that's alright. And this is now the 6th attempt, and the final attempt. And as you can see, it starts with a good start against Moltres, and also I've used all my rare candies, plus gotten a couple more levels just from battling this fight a few times. And the big things to note is that keeping Rhydon alive is the best choice, basically. Tauros is definitely the second best, but keeping the Executor alive is definitely not worth it. On top of that, Flamethrower does one-shot at this level against the Tauros. And then Flamethrower at this level still does not one-shot the Articuno, which is unfortunate. It's not doing too much damage to me because Shadow moves can only be 2 times effective, despite having the name typings. Anyway, Body Slam takes down the Articuno, and a Protect just to heal up a little bit, just in case I get unfortunately crit. I go for Body Slam, which is a 3-shot on Zapdos. Not great, but it should be fine. Now, I decide to go for another Body Slam here, and I get punished with a crit, which is a little unfortunate, but I'm able to survive and take down the Zapdos. And of course the Zapdos always has a chance to paralyze every time it uses that move, so that's not good either. Anyway, take down the Rhydon and complete the challenge. So, how did Salamence do? Well, it finished the game at 11 hours, 20 minutes, and 24 seconds at level 77, and had 26 faints throughout, which honestly isn't too bad, considering its middle evolution was pretty bad, and it took until level 50 to actually get to Salamence in the first place with the slow level up group, meaning that I had to do a lot of extra fights anyway. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and see how it places on the tier list. And, strangely enough, it's actually a little worse than Mightyena, but a little better than the Gardevoir line. And just looking through Gardevoir's statistics, it really does just do a little better in everything. It was faster, it had less losses, it ended at the same level, and honestly, it just kind of did better all around. Now, the strange thing about Salamence is I think it could have done way better. It's just the fact that it doesn't really get a ton of strong physical moves in this generation, with its best moves being Earthquake and Body Slam, which Earthquake's good but doesn't hit flying types, and Body Slam's good but doesn't have a huge base power. Anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, consider liking, subscribing, and please do put comments down below for Pokemon suggestions. I will try to get out a Pokemon video for Friday, but there's a good chance I might have taken too long on this one. So, bye.